Hello everyone, welcome back. Really thank you guys. You guys are supporting a lot. We are continuously in the journey of to solve the 80 question mystery. We already have discussed 15 questions so far. Continuously every day one video is coming. If you haven't subscribed this channel, you can subscribe it. If you preparing for chef job ready, or if you are preparing for the skill assessment as a chef, this video is especially for you. So do not forget to watch this. The 16th question is example of biological and physically hazard. In the last video we were talking about biologically, physically and allergens hazards. We have discussed already. In this video, explanation. If you skip this video, there are another videos as well, so you can watch those ones. Examples of biological and physical hazards. So biologically hazard means which is spread through the bacteria which we cannot see, which is microbacteria which spread one to another. Example, COVID-19. In COVID-19 there was the bacteria which spreads from one to another. If you are sick, you are not feeling good, you are working at a workplace, you are handling few things, bacteria can transmit into your food and can cross contaminate. That is also biological hazard. If you have raw meat with the bare hands and with the same hands you use some other tasks, that can also be biologically contamination. If you buy some fresh vegetables or any from the field grown vegetables you buy in your workplace and you do not wash them, cook straight away, that can also lead you to biologically hazard, right? And if you have any wound or if you have any cut on your hand, the blood is mixed with the food, that is also biologically hazard. Any pest chemicals involved in the food or any weevils or any cockroach comes in the food, that can also be lead you to biologically cross contamination. So these things are biologically cross contamination or the hazards in your food. And now we're going to talk about in the same the physically hazard. So physically hazards by falling hair in your food, by falling your bandage in your food, by falling bracelet in your food, any ring or any gloves wear tear or any fabric or any glass or material that can fall in your food by human error, that we call it physically hazard or the physically cross contamination. So you have to make sure you can answer this way, and if you're not sure, I already have explained in the previous video, so you can go watch them precisely. Question 17 is where is your cool room? Do you leave the door open when need to get something quickly from the cool rooms? Basically this question is related, like you should know where your cool room is, when do you use your cool room is, and when you go and grab something, do you leave the door open or you close it? So why they are asking question, because whenever you go and grab and you leave your cool room door open, there are chances the cool room temperature goes up. When it goes up, there may chances of your food temperature will go up as well. So we already have discussed danger zone in the food. So what happens if any food temperature goes up, the chances of bacteria grow higher. So you have to make sure that whenever you use cool room, if you are inside, make sure you close it. If you are just outside, make sure you close it. Even when you go home, make sure the door is closed. It should not be left open, otherwise the food can go off and it can lead you to cross contamination or it can lead you to the danger zone. So you have to make sure it always has to be closed, because even when you do deliveries, you have to make sure your cool room should not be open for long. It has to be always closed when you don't use it. That was the question 17. 18 number question is show me where you store raw meat and at what temperature you receive it, and what is beef boiler blade. You have to show him your cool room. Where do you store your raw meat? So raw meat always go on the bottom shelf. The meat, red meat, poultry and seafood temperature always is between 0 to 2 degree when you receive it, but when you place it in cool room, you can say it between 0 to 5 degree, absolutely fine. It has to be in the bottom shelf. And the another one is at what temperature do you receive it? You can say between 0 to 5 degree or between 0 to 3 degree or between 0 to 4 degree. All these temperatures are correct, so you can say, but no more than 5. So you make sure that. And what is beef boiler blade? So beef boiler blade is, this is the question I was talking about. What happens is nowadays the assessor asks you different cuts, different types of cuts which you use in your cooking, such as this boiler blade is basically a shoulder cut, which we call it clawed chuck, which we use meat in the restaurant. So again I'm saying is, if you're working in any restaurants, make sure what meat you use, or the what part of the meat do you use it, and what you call it, or what your head chef call it, how do you order it, or what is exactly name, or the which part of its animal. These things now they ask, because these all things you have studied in your cert 3. So make sure you should know each part of the meat which you receive in your restaurant, or which you use in your restaurant, and what methods do you use on those meats. So that is very important. So this was the question number 18. Now we're going to discuss question number 19. What do you check while receiving raw meat delivery in the vacuum packed bag, and how do you check the quality of the meat in a vacuum packed bag? So first question was in 19, like they ask all together, what do you check while receive raw meat delivery? So you check the smell, quality, freshness, and you check the color, you check the smell. So these all things, and temperature most probably you check before you receive the delivery. The full video I already have uploaded on my YouTube channel, you can go and watch. And next question in this one was, what do you check when you receive raw meat delivery in a vacuum pack bag? So when you get in a vacuum pack bag delivery, so you have to make sure that there is no air bubbles in the packaging. It has to be tightly sealed, right? There should not be any cross contamination or any wear tear, and it should not bad smell, that you have to check. And there should not be any air bubbles. It has to be fully vacuum packed, right? And how do you check the quality of the meat in the vacuum packed bag? Same thing, by touching, by putting probe and checking all the expiry date, use by date, these all things, and the smell and the color and the freshness. By checking these ones, you can make sure that the vacuum packed meat quality is good enough to receive it or not. So that you can check. Complete videos on my channel, so you can also go and check that. There is 4 video. The last question number 20 is, for how long you can use the raw meat after the manufacture date? This is a very good question, and many of the assessors keep asking these questions. The fresh meat depends. Like let's say if the fresh meat from butcher you have received it today, which method do you use to store it? If it's vacuum pack bag, then you can keep up to from 5 days to 7 days, or even 2 weeks, depends the quality of the product, right? If it's a vacuum pack, even you generally, if it's fresh not in the packaging, you can keep between 2 to 3 days, or even many people say between 2 days, but you can keep up to 2 to 3 days. If it's in the vacuum pack, it can go up to 2 weeks. You can store in the cool room. If it's fresh, you can keep it for 2 days, and if it's frozen, you can keep it up to 3 months, between 3 to 6 months. Even cooked food, same, you can keep it up to 3 to 6 months. So these are the questions in the question number 20. So make sure, if you have any question regarding doubts, make sure you comment below, and I will happy to help your queries. If you are doing any other trade apart from the cookery, you can comment also, and I have the question answers which I can help you with your JRP test. I'll see you in the next video. Keep watching it, keep supporting it, keep sharing it, and keep liking it. And I really need your support, and thank you those are continuously supporting and continuously watching it. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.